Each week we bring you all of the latest film news.
From interviews with filmmakers and actors to the new cinema releases.
I wish you could answer me, Mom. Mr. Atkins said he'd fail me if I was even a minute late again. My mom died a year and a half ago. It's like sometimes I can feel her around me. Mom?
You have to be very careful. If you call out to one of the dead, all of them can hear you.
Hello and welcome to Arts Alive Film, coming to you from the Odeon Liverpool 1. I'm Tony Lindsay.
And I'm Tony Lloyd.
Okay, Insidious Chapter 3. What do we think?
I know.
James Wan, the director of 1 and 2, takes background duties here as producer and leaves it up to
Lee
Whannell, who also co-stars as Ghostbuster Specs.
Specs, yeah. I mean, we're third in on a very successful franchise, and it just hasn't got the touch of James Wan. Now, it's a difficult thing to pick up. It's very quirky, his sense of horror, so you really need to be in tune with that. And this had a lot of the elements from the others, but not really the suspense. There's a couple of good scares and surprises.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's beautifully photographed by Brian Pearson.
Yeah,
I thought.
beautiful. Yeah,
some lovely,
very low
lovely scenes
lighting.
there. But the story here concerns Stephanie Scott as a teenager who's lost her mother, and she turns to Elise Lynch back again as the medium.
And we got to say this is a kind of not an add-on to the story. This is a prequel.
This is a prequel, absolutely.
To the Lambert,
takes place years before the Lambert story,
the original Hauntings.
But it's some good jumpy shocks. But in terms of characterisation, Dermot Mulrooney's in there as the dad, but you hardly get to know him.
And there's a son in there who, like the main character, has lost his mother and never gets a look in, goes missing, turns up, and at one point when there was all hell going to break loose, they say he's got to go and stay at his friends, and they actually stay in the room and leave him walking off. Yeah. Not great.
Says it all. Bit flat. Not great.
Watch the other two.
Give her back. It's feeding on her soul.
What's happening? Is she dying?
Yes.
This world is your home.
If we don't hurry, it's going to get her.
No, bring her back. Bring her back. You said you could bring her back. Quinn.
I'll be waiting in the dark when the pain finally kills you.
Tiptoe through the tulips.
Tell me where the bomb is. 10 seconds or you're dead.
Interesting. I'm the only one who knows where that nuke is.
Well, then in that case, I'd say you'd better start.
Oh my God! Why did you do that?
I didn't do it on purpose. There's like a ton of pollen in here.
Okay, our second film for this week is Spy.
What did you think?
Pleasantly surprised here.
Me too. I loved it.
Paul Feig's follow-up to Bridesmaids, again champion Melissa McCarthy, as a CIA operative, desk-bound, who has to get out into the field to locate a nuclear bomb.
And arms dealer par excellence, terrorist.
Absolutely.
Stroke everything.
Aided and abetted by Jude Law, the great Jason Statham.
He's sending himself up and his image. Fantastic.
But fast-paced, adult humour.
Well, this is what got me, because from the trailer, I thought it was going to be another crowd-pleasing, family-orientated movies. But when it gets into it, there's some great lines, and it is very adult and really quite violent.
Indeed. A few violent pratfalls there. Yeah.
But a great romp fantastic, just a great rom, funny, one-liners galore, and some of it's a little bit by the numbers, but you forgive
some
that.
of it's a bit close to the knuckle as well.
Yeah.
But $65 million to make this. But I think it shows. In, there's a lot of stunt work in. We've got some great British support. Miranda Hart's in there. Peter Serafinits is in there.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah. But yeah, if you want a good, I think a good laugh and a good. We had a couple of belly laughs, didn't we?
Yeah.
You know, a laugh out loud.
And the lovely Rose Byrne is in there as the villainess. She's on
some great form. Retorts between her and Melissa.
Yeah.
But go and see.
You really think you're ready for the field?
Damn it! Who puts a roof on a scooter? What are you, the Pope?
Right, next up is a special event.
Of course.
Next Sunday, Sunday the 14th at 6 o'clock, they're playing Jacques Tati's masterpiece, Playtime.
Mr. Hulot himself.
Mr. Hulot himself.
Without him, there would be no Pink Panther, would there?
No, or Mr. Bean. No, not at all. And this is a curio because he shot this in 70mm.
I believe so.
So lots of detail in it. So it's very rare to see it getting projected. So if I was you, to see a master at work,
get down there.
Get down and see it. Welcome back to Arts Alive Film. What we got, Tony?
Now we have our interview. Last week we caught up with Mr. Steven Wheeler, CGI Maestro. Take a look at this.
Indeed.
Here with us today we have a CGI Generalist, Steven Wheeler.
Thanks for coming in, Steven.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, seeing us on the show today, Steven. First of all, tell us a little bit about your potted history, your background, etc.
My background is in fine art, sound and image.
Okay.
After I graduated, I started to get into CGI. I always wanted to be a filmmaker. But everything I do is kind of science fiction or fantasy. And I used to build practical models, but you know, if you want to build like a big city or a spaceship or whatever, you need the room physically to do it. So on a computer you can create whatever you want, it doesn't take up space. So I really got into CGI, and then I got work on feature films up in Liverpool, and got into directing music videos, and yeah, that's it basically.
Okay. Who were your heroes when you were growing up?
Growing up, it would be George Lucas and Steven Spielberg.
The masters.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so tell us a little bit. Is the Overhead Railway, is that your first big production? of your own?
Yeah, I mean, it's not completed. It's for a documentary. Shot it quite a few years ago now. I had to put it on the shelf because I got offered a job in London. I need to get it finished this year. But the documentary is based on people's memories of the railway. It's not about the railway itself. And we got some great little anecdotes from people who are still alive. The reason for doing it is basically these people, they're not going to be around for much longer, and when they're gone, the memories are gone.
Absolutely.
So if you keep them on film, they're there forever for, people to see, people who didn't know it.
But for a lot of people, like us, if we've got any interest, we've only seen stills. With your footage, we can actually get a sense of it moving through the city.
That was the point in trying to do it. I mean, I'd heard a lot about it growing up, and when I did a Google search, I saw the images. I just thought, what a wasted opportunity for some great photography. Right. Back then, not everybody could probably afford cameras, and if it was there today, people would be coming from all over the world to take pictures, and you really would. So the only way you can do it now is CGI or a real physical model. It's
beautifully rendered. I mean, how did you go about? How did you?
Yeah, what were timescales on something like this?
You get reference images from the internet, so you can get a sense of the scale and the shape and the detail, and then you just build it. You just start with a box.
You build it inside the computer.
Yeah.
Now you are looking for a 3D. Weren't you looking for a 3D mould? A 3D printer?
Yeah, I'd like to get some 3D prints done.
So you can actually build the models as physical models and render from there?
What you do is you hand over the 3D models that were built in the computer to a company.
Right.
And they can take that information, and then what you get is a real physical model. So I could have the liver buildings like this and the railway like this.
To the exact detail of your specification?
Yeah, and then you just basically photograph it with a camera. Film it with a digital camera and animate it, and then shoot some people, crowd scenes in a green screen studio and put them in, so you've got real people and horses and carriages. And
how do you go about doing the texturing on the object itself? Because there's a great bit in your film where you see the build of a railway carriage.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
The texturing, basically, on the carriage itself, it was made of wood. So you take images of wood that looked similar, and then you put it into Photoshop and you start painting the dirt on it and the scratches and the rust and everything, and that gets mapped onto the object.
So are you the sole animator on all of this?
Yeah, I've done everything on it. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you hope to do with the film once you've completed it?
The documentary.
Yeah.
I'd like to go down the self-distribution route with it, I think. But if other offers come along, I mean, I have had offers of interest back when I first did it.
Okay.
But I'll just see what the best offers are. But I think self-distribution is the best way to go.
You said it wasn't finished. What is it you need? Is there anything you need to get this project completed?
I need to edit it. I've got over 10 hours worth of footage. Getting the 3D models made, that would be the icing on the cake for the visual side of it. Because I think you can really bring it to life if you've got a practical model. Because CGI is good for certain things, but sometimes a real model is better, But yeah, that's what I need to do to get it finished.
Okay.
Get the thing edited. It doesn't need the models, but if I could get those,
that would be a special.
It would just make it.
So you're also developing a project about Spring Heel Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about that. How far have you got with that?
I'm still writing the script on that. I'm constantly rewriting it. Again, this is another project. I wrote the first draft in 2008. Again, when I went to London, I was working full time. I didn't have time to focus on it. But I did a freelance job down there and I got paid really well. I said, right, I'll shoot a trailer for this, because I'd met some good actors from different films over the years, and they were based in London. So we did a 3-day shoot. Everything in that trailer is green screen. I wanted to use a location, but it was too expensive. So we did 3 days in a green screen studio. I spent money on costumes, and we hired some costumes, got a few off eBay, and had a guy, Dave Crook, who does props. He came down and gave me a hand. He does some really good steampunk. Got a guy called Paul Gerard who does some Hollywood features. He designed the look for the main character. Got a really good DOP, Stefan Lange. He's based in London. He's worked on some big films like Brazil and The Old Batman, and he's a really good DOP. And
okay.
Yeah.
So you're looking for backing for that then?
I will eventually. I mean, I'm looking at maybe doing a crowdfunding campaign.
Yeah.
But I've had offers of interest down in London from producers. They've read the script that I had back then and they liked it, but I was never happy with it. But I think I can make it a hell of a lot better. I just need the time to sit down and do it. And again,
I think the climate's right, isn't it, for that type of
yeah.
character and that type of movie.
Yeah, I think it needs to be done.
Yeah.
Definitely needs to be done.
Okay, that's brilliant. So, any other projects in the future?
Got a few shorts. There's other. I've been writing scripts for years now.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
Some of them are just too big to make. You do need money to make them.
Yeah,
like lots of money.
Have you got an agent?
I haven't got an agent now.
Now, maybe worth you looking at getting an agent so you
I've
can get
thought about that, but I've never actually pursued it.
Yeah.
Maybe you should do that.
Yeah.
It's a difficult tightrope you're on, isn't it, really? Because, you know, you've got the kind of insular art side, which is your computer, which is just yourself, really.
Yeah.
And then you've got that, you know, the team-based effort, which is the full movie. It's a hard thing, I think, to juggle.
It's more fun working with other people.
Yeah.
I want to move away from CGI and get more into directing, because CGI just takes too long.
Right.
It's cumbersome, it's frustrating. You can set a render and you leave it running all night, you get up in the morning, you look at it and it's like it's no good, you got to do it again.
Right.
So, but working with an actor, it's like you just tell them what to do and they do it, and they come back and sometimes give you suggestions you didn't think of, and it works better that way. So
we all make mistakes. I'm only human. I'm here to try to put things right. Let me deal with this alone.
Well, listen, Stephen, thanks for coming on the show. I
Very
really
much
appreciate
so.
it.
Great meeting you.
Thanks, mate. Thanks
for coming in.
Thanks. Cheers, thanks.
Well, I must admit, I do find the whole CGI world fascinating.
Indeed.
I like the way he did that. That was good stuff.
Okay, out this week on DVD is Clint Eastwood's American Sniper. Very interesting, very controversial choice.
I mean, I love Clint.
Yeah.
You know, I've you know, the age I am, I was at the right age to sort of, I came up right through the 70s watching all of his stuff, but there's been a definite shift in his thinking. And
well, I think
politics.
since Unforgiven, he's made some classics, but this one I'm not so sure about. Written by Jason Hall, based on Chris Kyle's autobiography, entitled "The Autobiography of the Most Lethal Sniper in U.S. Military History."
255 kills.
255 kills. Yeah. The most. It's made the most money in the U.S. Last year. It's the highest grossing war film of all time.
Very one-dimensional.
Bradley Cooper is a little one-dimensional in this. There's not much character development. Military enthusiasts are saying it's the real thing, it's the real hit, pardon the pun.
But that's not really the point.
This is a drama. It ain't a documentary, folks.
Absolutely.
Yeah. A bit grey.
Just be warned, it's going to be a one-sided argument.
Absolutely.
Hold on, I got a woman and a kid 200 yards out, moving towards the convoy. Her arms aren't swinging, she's carrying something. Yeah, she's got a grenade. She's got an RKG Russian grenade. She's saying to the kid.
You say a woman and a kid?
You got eyes on this? Can you confirm?
Negative. Your call.
They fry you if you're wrong.
Okay, well, that's it for this week.
Yep.
Next week, the park is finally open.
And we're not talking Sefton.
Jurassic World hits our screens. We've got a little teaser to show you. We'll see you next week. Take a look at this.
Check this.
Okay, folks, she's a little shy, so give her a hand when she comes out.
Welcome to Jurassic World.
It's like taking a stroll through the woods 65 million years ago. Oh! Stand down, girl. Good.
We have a new attraction.
She was designed to be bigger than the T-Rex. Probably not a good idea.
Something's wrong. They're communicating.
We're talking about an animal here.
A highly intelligent animal.
Everyone remain calm. We're safe in here, right?